We are about 11 months away from the 2026 midterm elections, and ahead of that, a growing number of states have taken steps to redraw their congressional maps in ways that could determine control of Congress. Also ahead of these midterms, there have been a significant number of congressional resignations announced, retirements announced, with Republican retirements currently outpacing Democrats. With all that's going on, what might the midterm landscape look like? Joining me now to talk about this, Ken Blackwell, Special Advisor for Election Integrity at FRC Action. Ken has worn many hats over the years, and among them, he was co-chair of the U.S. Census Monitoring Board. Ken, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us.
Tony, it's always good to be with you.
All right, so we have several states. Several of them are being challenged in the courts. We don't know what it's finally going to look like. But bring us up to speed. Where do we stand with these redistricting efforts?
Well, you have 7 to 9 states that have been flirting with changing and redrawing their congressional districts. California did it through a referendum that allowed them to that would allow them to change or redraw the district lines. That's going to be challenged, I'm sure, in court. Texas has done it, and California was a counterpunch to Texas. I think, Tony, this is the challenge. One, the Republicans have a slim majority right now. Historically, the party that's in the White House has a challenge in the all-peer election. That means that the burden is going to be on Speaker Johnson and the Republicans to hold the line. When it's all said and done, I think the courts will probably balance it out where there might be an uptick of 2 or 3 seat advantage in the redrawn lines. But the fact of the matter is that Republicans are still swimming upstream. I think what's going to be interesting in the next couple of weeks is when the Supreme Court makes a decision on whether or not we're locked in a moment in history that was established in 1965 with the Voting Rights Act, particularly Section 2, which said that you could go out and create majority-minority districts to protect minority voters, in this case, African-American voters. The reality is that with the mobility and the upward mobility economically of blacks, there is no way that I think the Supreme Court is going to lock us into a 1965 model, which would then mean that a lot of the redistricting will in 2026 and perhaps in 2028 give us a different playing field.
So the states, though, could just actually be kind of working in advance of a court decision, because based upon what the court has done on other race-related cases, it's most likely, as you said, they're not going to put us back to a 1965 case. But you've got Florida, Indiana, Virginia are taking steps to redraw lines. You've got Nebraska, Kansas, Illinois. You've got Maryland. Of course, the big two are California and Texas, and there's litigation surrounding those. As you pointed out, the Cook report basically said if everybody wins, Democrats win, Republicans win, it still gives the Republicans about a 2 to 3 seat advantage in this election cycle.
Yeah, and we're again swimming against the normal situation in history where people use the off-year election as a way to hold the White House, the person and the party that controls the White House in check. But you know what? I think that the president has brought us out of such a deep economic hole that in the final analysis in 2026, you're going to see a lean towards the Republicans as being the uplift from economic malaise that Biden administration put us in.
I was speaking with House Speaker Mike Johnson earlier today. We were talking about the Tennessee special election that took place this week. Of course, the media spinning it. You know, Trump won that district by 22 points, and the victor only won by 9 points over his opponent. But the reality, that's only a R10 district. You know, Trump outperformed the Republican numbers in that district. So, and turnout was higher than anticipated. In fact, it was pretty high. So his point is that the Republicans actually have a lot of momentum. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and turnout is what's going to determine these elections.
That's absolutely right. Turnout and election integrity. That means that anybody who needs to be a poll worker or a poll watcher. We need to be engaged at the precinct level, and that sort of engagement brings about the transparency that, in fact, will give us an even playing field. On an even playing field, I think the Republicans, Mike Johnson, will come out ahead.
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot on the election integrity front, and I just hope people don't become complacent, because the gains that we made in this last cycle by making sure every ballot was counted and only counted once, we can't slip back. We've got to continue to hold that standard. Ken Blackwell, always great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.